Here we are. I've squared the edges of the mortices and my leg fits nicely. I'm not going to put it in there right now. You will see it go in half a second. Okay, I'm doing the same thing. I'm draw boring these. That line goes to the end, and I'm just using the width of my square, and I want my holes 20 millimeters deep because my mortises are about 40. Again, I can't actually use the pillar drill here. In fact, the width of my mortises has caused a slight problem. My drill's only just going over through to the other side. But it is long enough. Just. There we go. So, clean the tear out up, close your eyes and blow the hole out. Here we have a leg. Almost perfect. And this is the exact same process. Find the wood, just mark it with your brad. And then in towards that face, by a mil or so. Throughout this project I've had the legs in position with the rails laid out on the floor in the basic configuration. It's saved me messing about. And here we have the underside of the bench ready to go. I'm going to need help. I am going to need help putting that up. But let me start the glue up process. The time has come to start putting this beautiful thing together. I'm using Titebond 3, the ultimate wood glue. Construction grade, waterproof, etc, etc, etc. And I have prepared a bunch of these aluminium bores, I suppose they're called. One end is nicely flattened and sanded, and the other has got a bevel on it. Now, remember earlier I wrote a 2 there and a 2 here and an arrow telling me where it's going and in what configuration, and that is most useful at this stage. I don't want to use too much glue. Frankly, with the bores for strength, there's not going to be, hopefully, all that much use for lots of glue. Still, there we go. Bang that in. I did make that mortise just a little bit too wide. Now, the beveled end goes in. You should hear a tonal difference as we get to the rail. There you go. And now the fun begins. Lovely. Now I'm using aluminium, which is a fairly soft and pliable metal. If you are doing this with a harder wood, it might not go in over and through, it might just decide to snap. So it's preferable to use a softer wood if you're doing this, or an aluminium. And I now need to go and find a rag to clean up my waste with. I'm now in the middle of, well, in the middle of gluing up, really. And the sign of good preparation is the fact that this feels like this stage is going really rather quickly. Just double check my numbers and the arrows to tell me which way I want to be going. Here we go. Lots of splurge. I haven't spent this much time on the floor in the workshop in years. You tend to put guitars together on a bench. Hence the current project, I suppose. Good old rubber mallet. I've called in some assistance. There's no way I'm lifting this up on my own. In fact, it's a bit of a struggle to lift it up with two of us. Down towards you. And the trick is to make sure your fingers are not anywhere near anyone. That's the one. There. Boom. And with a thud, we have a workbench. Oh, you can't see me. With a thud, we have a workbench. It's already more stable than anything I've ever used before. Okay, now the time has come to put in the drawbores. And then, my friends, we are done. The nice thing about aluminium is it's softer than steel. Showing. Can't believe I said that. One of our fretboard leveling files. Makes short work of this. They're surprisingly useful tools.